have invocation by yours truly, and then Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Harrington. Will we stand for invocation and pledge? Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you for this day, a beautiful day that you have allowed us to be here, to breathe, to live. Lord God, with everything in our being, let us strive to make this day a more productive day than the previous day. Let this meeting be a better meeting than the previous one. And God, we thank you that what we do today will be done decently in order, will be done respectfully, even if we disagree on some issue. We thank you for your peace. Thank you for keeping all of those who have traveled here, both far and near. We give you glory and praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Harrington. Before we go any further, please take a moment to silence your cell phones during this meeting. The City Council encourages public participation. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. However, this time limit may be reduced if there are numerous speakers on a particular item. To ensure efficient proceedings, all persons addressing the City Council shall state their name and shall speak in a civil and courteous manner. Speakers shall address the agenda topic only to which they are speaking on and shall not be repetitive. Members of the audience, please respect the rights of others and refuse from creating noise or other disturbances so as to disrupt or disturb persons who are addressing the City Council council members who are speaking or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of the meeting. Thank you for adhering to those instructions. We now have a reading and approval of the minutes from our previous meeting on February 26, 2024.
Mayor, I make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of February 26, 2024, and that they be adopted with no corrections.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt the minutes, given that there are no corrections. Any comment about this motion? Okay, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. We have 2 proclamations tonight, the first of which is read by Councilman Nielsen.
Thank you, Mayor. This is proclamations, resolution number 16, Louisiana Agriculture Week. And whereas March signifies a national celebration of the importance of food and agriculture in the United States, as it provides almost everything we eat and use each day and allows us for an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the diversity and abundance provided by Natchitoches farms and our growing food and agriculture sector. And whereas Natchitoches, nearly 627 farms with an average of 340 acres per farm, provide consumers with food and fiber from nearly 214,000 acres of farmland, excuse me, helping to make the food and agriculture industry one of our parish's critical economic drivers, contributing $36 million annually to the state's economy. And whereas members of the Natchitoches food and agriculture sector, from farms, processing facilities, grocery stores, and restaurants, to those who inspect these facilities to assure a safe and abundant food, have served as essential workers throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, keeping us fed and healthy. And whereas Natchitoches' integrated network of family farmers, 966 producers, processors, wholesalers, retailers, and consumers work to ensure a safe and nutritious food supply enjoyed by thousands throughout our city and parish. And whereas Natchitoches' agriculture and food sector continues to grow, offering new business and career opportunities, now therefore I, Mayor Ronnie Williams Jr. of the City of Natchitoches, hereby proclaim that March 18th through 22nd is designated as Louisiana Agriculture Week in the City of Natchitoches, and I call upon all citizens to join me in recognizing and reaffirming our commitment to and appreciation for our local farmers, farm workers, ranchers, fishers, foresters, and all those who work in the agriculture sector across the nation. And I move that we adopt resolution number 16.
I second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. And I think all of that is great that Councilman Nielsen read. I don't know if I shared this before last year, or on last year, but I taught sixth grade history for 12 years. And, the greatest invention in the world that many historians say is actually agriculture, all right? Farming. So farming is really a big deal. Many of us don't engage in it, but we do reap the benefits from it. And it just allows people to specialize, allow people to focus on other jobs. It's the reason you have doctors and lawyers and other people specializing in their own particular craft. So very, very important creation for us, and just an interesting story that is wed to humanity as we certainly developed and went on. I think do we have someone here today with us? You want to?
Mayor, I think we have Amanda Roberts and Madeline Mitchell.
Okay, thanks,
Farm
Councilman.
Bureau Queen.
Oh, Madeline, she's, whatever you want to say, Madeline, I want you to come to the microphone and say it, state your first and last name, and then you can get into whatever prepared remarks that you have.
Hi, I'm Madeline Mitchell, and I'm your Natchitoches Parish Farm Bureau Queen. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation is the state's largest general farm organization representing farmers, ranchers, and rural residents. We are a private, nonprofit, and non-governmental agency with offices in every Louisiana parish established in 1922 to bring a voice to agricultural issues. On the local level, Natchitoches Farm Bureau provides sponsorships to partner organizations, scholarships to high school seniors, education through our Ag in the Classroom program, and more. Thank you for acknowledging Louisiana Agricultural Week 2024.
And thank you a lot for being here on today. Look, we want to snap a picture, Councilman Nielsen and I.
Yeah, we do.
Want to do that?
Need to
Oh, we do. You want to do that? Yeah, let's do it first, okay? Any comment about this particular proclamation? All right, seeing none, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. What's your name again, sweetie?
Madeline.
Madeline. Come on, right here, Madeline. Get a picture with you.
Everybody, ready, go, go.
All right, next we have a proclamation as read by Councilwoman at-large Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. This is proclamation, resolution number 017 of 2024, a proclamation declaring the month of March as Women's History Month in the city of Natchitoches. As we know, women history is a time to celebrate the achievements, contributions, and progress of women in the United States and around the world. We had two recipients here to receive this proclamation. One is here with us tonight. I'm going to read just a little bit something about her. Her name is Kelly Jackson. She is the creator of the Can River Film Festival. We've heard of the saying, being in the right place at the right time. Well, Kelly's career actually started while relaxing at the beach when she was asked to perform as an extra in a film that was actually shooting the day that she was on the beach. Ms. Jackson has worked in public broadcasting, modeling, filmmaking, history telling, and film production, And she also sings, I just learned. She's about to release her first CD. She's done some wonderful things here in Natchitoches. Through her filmmaking, Kelly tries to network with future filmmakers, community leaders, and businesses. Kelly is a seventh-generation descendant of Marie-Therese Concon, I said that right, and Claude Thomas Pierre Matoire. The 7th annual Cane River Film Festival will be March 23rd. So if you haven't been to one, I really urge you to please go out and support this. The festival's purpose is to celebrate and preserve Cane River's Creole heritage through the arts. The next recipient is Miss Renette Foster, who cannot be here today. Ms. Foster is a retired federal employee who served as a community program director for USDA Development, formerly Farmers Home Administration, for 27 years before retiring and starting her own business. She is the owner of Foster Financial and a financial planner and federal retirement planner professional. She focuses on educating federal employees and retirees on decisions they need to make prior to retirement that will impact their long-term retirement needs so one can truly enjoy their golden years. My golden years is fast approaching, so I guess I need to see Ms. Foster to make an appointment with her. She earned her business administration degree with an emphasis in accounting from Mississippi State University and holds life and annuity insurance licenses as well as being a federal retirement consultant. I'm going to read this proclamation, then ask Ms. Kelly to come up. Whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. And whereas American women have played and continue to play a critical economic, cultural, and social role in every sphere of the life of the nation by constituting a significant portion of the labor working force inside and outside of the home. And whereas American women were particularly important in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions in our nation, whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background served as early leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement. And whereas American women have served our country courageously in the military, and whereas American women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, the civil rights movement, and other movements, especially the peace movement, which created an impartial and just society for all. Whereas despite these contributions, the role of American women in history has been consistently overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Ronnie Williams, Jr. of the City of Natchitoches, hereby proclaim that March is designated as Women's History Month. And I move for adoption of Resolution number 017 of 2024.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Thank you, Councilwoman at-large Smith, for not only reading that, but also for selecting two women who have made, and Ms. Foster, I think is the other one.
Ms. Renette Foster.
Renette Foster. Hey, she couldn't be here today, but we did want to present this proclamation to her. I mean, everybody, if we would have passed the microphone around, everybody could tell us women who have impacted their lives. So the impact of women in our culture, in our city, in our world is undeniable. We had a great women's leadership conference on Friday, put on by Jennifer Brumley and IHR. Many of our women who work in the city participated in that. So Proclamation says what it needs to say. I would just say my last little piece is, I don't want to live in a world without women, all right? I'm glad the world has women in it, okay? All right.
Mayor,
Any
may I
other comment?
also add, yes, that the colors for Women's History Month is purple, gold, white, and green.
You had to specify that green.
And
They can't decide.
Well, yeah, right. All right, okay. No additional comment. Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All righty. Okay, I know we got Miss Kelly Jackson here today, and again, that film festival is coming up, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday on the 23rd.
23rd?
All righty. Take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women.
Oh, that's right. That's it.
Girl power. Okay.
Thank you, Kelly.
Pretty good, pretty good, man. Yeah, they know. It's gonna creep back. But you're doing a great job. Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Jackson. I didn't see you. So many friends are in this building, and some I don't know. I know you, and I know you. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Betty Sawyer Smith, our councilwoman at large, who's been my friend from the beginning, and all of you that have been my friends since I've been here since 2012, following my roots. With the McTwire story, coming all the way from California, not knowing one person. And Betty Rock answered the phone at the Melrose and ushered me into Natchitoches and welcomed me here with Uncle Charles Rock. I've been working so hard, learning my roots here, and from that point on, I was able to establish my foundation, the Resurrection Firm Foundation, which established the Cane River Film Festival. And I'm so proud, and I'm so nervous because I'm going on to number 7 in a couple of weeks, so I just wanted to take a time. I was so surprised today because I just sent out the blast, and I've got like an octopus going on. I've got so many things going on because I want to make it so special. We have a friend coming all the way from New York who's one of our winners. This is an international film festival now. He's Georginian, and I had to sign papers just for him to come here, and it just dawns on me sometimes when you start something grassroots, how it grows and how many different people come from so many different places. And when I was first asked how I was going to do this, and I said, well, I guess I'm going to find some sponsors. And I've been finding them every year, and God has been so gracious to allow me to keep on doing this and finding the money to give the $1,500 grand prize from the Historic District Development Commission, and to have Lieutenant Governor Billy Nunsinger as our main top sponsor, and to have all these wonderful people come together just for a dream that I had, to welcome other people here to Natchitoches and to also help them establish their dreams through the Cane River Film Festival platform. So thank you for recognizing me in this month of history for women. I appreciate it so much, my friends, and God bless you, and God bless Natchitoches.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
And Kelly, on that note, 7 is completion in the Bible, so your dreams
Alrighty.
being completed.
And congratulations.
You guys out there, Marquis Cinema 6 from 11 to 4, and then we'll be at the Riverbend Bed and Breakfast.
Riverbend Bed and Breakfast. Okay.
All righty.
Great
Awesome,
success
awesome,
to you.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, again, we do appreciate the influence women have all over the world and country. We have 4 ordinances that we're introducing tonight. The first one is read by Councilman Harrington.
This is ordinance number 3 of 2024. An ordinance approving the amendment of the policy regulating donation of sick leave to expand the ability of employees to donate sick leave to fellow employees, and to amend and reenact the Personnel Policies Manual of the City of Natchitoches to amend the section entitled Sick Leave Donations, providing for advertising, further providing for severability, further providing for repealer, and effective date of ordinance. It's for introduction only. There was already a section regulating donation of sick leave. There was already a policy. This is just amends that said policy. And if someone wants to go into more detail.
I think Matt can do this. It's kind of something he brought to us, idea maybe.
Yeah, the reason this arose, and I talked to the mayor about amending the policy, is the way the policy is written now, you can only donate sick leave to someone that makes less per hour than you. Which, for some people, that means there's only a few that can donate sick leave to them. What this does is this turns that sick leave donation, those hours, into dollars. Then you turn those dollars back into hours at the person's rate of pay that you're donating to. So that way, that allows everyone within the city to donate sick leave up or down, but still not costing the city anything.
That's great.
That's a very compassionate change to the ordinance, and I love it. I think taking care of your people
It's number
is
one.
number one.
Yeah, Matt
Great,
thought
Matt.
about it. He worked the math out. I had to look at it 3 or 4 times.
Great idea, Matt. Great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other comment or question about this ordinance? Again, it's just for introduction, so we'll see it again in 2 weeks.
I'm sure the employees who aren't making, the top wage would be very appreciative of this. I know they will be.
Right. I agree.
Okay. All right, again, it'll be on our next meeting on the 25th, okay? If there are any questions that you might have, certainly reach out to us. And like I said, Matt is the one who thought of this, so I think it's great for our employees, myself. All right, the next item is read by Councilman P.T.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 004 of 2024, an ordinance revoking the dedication of a portion of Caroline Street, which is situated in sections 58 and 59, Township 9 North, Range 7 West, City and Parish of Natchitoches, and located west of Martin Drive, declaring that said portion of Caroline Street abandoned and the dedication revoked, retaining an easement across a portion of the former Caroline Street for public utility purposes, providing for an effective date of the ordinance and savings clause. And this is for introduction only.
Okay, I think, Matt, you want to say something about this too? Kind of falls into your department.
Well, we've done this several times over the years through different administrations. If we have a dedicated street right-of-way that is never going to be built, then the city has to maintain that right-of-way. And then the owners can petition, the owners of the property on each side of it can petition the city to revoke that right-of-way. And then what I think usually happens is then you give that, what is it going to be, 25 feet? I think it's a 50-foot. Even you give that 25 foot to each of the homeowners. And then the city no longer has to maintain it. It's no longer city property. But we will maintain a 20-foot easement, 10 foot on either side of the center line of that existing right-of-way for any future utilities.
Okay. And look, I don't have a picture. I will get a picture for the 25th meeting. Mr. Braxton Procell is here. Anything you'd like to say, Braxton?
No, everything's been said. I maintain it, and right now, I'm just looking at.
Okay. And just so people can hear us who are listening from home, Braxton said that he's maintaining the property. Everything Matt said is, what the accurate, storyline is. So he's just been one of the neighbors that's been, I guess you've been maintaining it totally. So he's been maintaining the property totally. Again, I'll get a picture so you can see. I was supposed to do that for the meeting. Any comment, Council?
No, that's a good move. We'll never use it.
Right. It has a name, Caroline Street, but I guess it was gonna be Caroline or something.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
not-
what
There's no
Caroline was.
street there at all now.
Right, yeah, so, okay.
You said there's not a
That-
street, was there ever a street there?
No,
No?
ma'am, I think when they laid
Mayor.
out that subdivision, they laid out that possibility of that road connecting to Blanchard Road, but that'll never happen. But the most important part is we're maintaining that right of way in case we ever need to run water line,
Right.
sewer line, electric line, or anything through there, we still have that right.
Mayor Caroline was one of J.H. Williams's daughters. Most of the streets out there were named after the family members when he developed it.
Okay, gotcha. All righty, so again, we'll get the picture for you. Any question comes up, council, please reach out to us on that, all right? Thanks again, Matt, for the explanation. All right, next is an ordinance we're introducing. It's Councilwoman Washington Eli.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 005 of 2024, an ordinance authorizing the city of Natchitoches to enter into a boundary agreement with the how you pronounce the name? Eldred A. Conley Jr. and Irma Conley to establish the boundary between a tract owned by the city of Natchitoches, and a tract owned by Conley, setting the terms of condition of the same and authorize the execution of the boundary agreement by the mayor after due compliance with the law and providing for advertisement. And it's for introduction only. Yes.
Okay. All right. Randy, you want to take over here? I think you can do it.
I can, Mayor. You know, we've had the old Goldman property under a deal to purchase over 3 years. And as we're getting close to construction and being complete, I think Public Works might start moving by around April 1st, or at least that's what they've said. But the back property line, which we've cleaned up and have to put security fencing, this is a boundary that runs between the adjoining ownership and the original ownership of John Deere Place, and there was no way without cutting these 3 large oak trees down. This boundary agreement allows us to fence so that we're between an existing building and the oak trees without having to eliminate them. It changes very little, by 2.7 feet or something like that. But it allows you to have a generally straight fence line and roughly corners, 90-degree corners where you have to turn.
Thanks, Randy. Comments or questions here?
I like that, saving trees.
And she's got an old picture of the building. The building, if you haven't been by there, it looks much different than that. It looks really good. Daniel Page just left. He's, is he a subcontractor on that one?
Yes.
So he's subbing, but they're doing some really good. Oh, got it. Oh, there we go. We got the, and that's the one. But yeah, it looks very, very similar to with the brick facade and everything. So it looks really good. Okay. All right. But that's about the fence line, what this piece is about. Okay. Any other comment, council, question? All right. Again, just being introduced, so you know if that's something you think about in this 2-week period, please reach out. All right. Last ordinance being introduced tonight is read by Councilman Nielsen.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 006 of 2024, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Natchitoches, Ronnie Williams Jr., to exercise an option to purchase that tract located at 1608 Texas Street from John Berry Gillette, authorizing the purchase of said tract and authorizing the mayor, Ronnie Williams Jr., to execute the deed on behalf of the city to provide for advertising and a savings clause. Whereas the city of Natchitoches previously entered into a lease with option to purchase with John Berry Gillette for the lease of certain property located on northern right-of-way of Texas Street, which is more fully shown and depicted as a 6.33 acre tract on a survey by Brandon C. Thornton dated September 5, 2019. And whereas the 6.33 acre tract is currently being developed as the location for the City of Natchitoches Public Works Department, And whereas further, the lease with option to purchase was recorded June 29, 2020 at Mortgage Book 1186, page 126 of the records of Natchitoches Parish. And whereas under the terms of the lease with option to purchase, the city leased the property for a 2-year term and has an option to purchase the property at any time during the term of the lease. And whereas the city has made the first 2 payments under the terms of the lease with option to purchase, namely the sum of $210,000 on July 31st, 2022, and the sum of $180,000 on July 31, 2023, and has a final scheduled payment of $122,500 due on July 31, 2024. And whereas under the terms of the lease with the option to purchase, the city may exercise its option to purchase and apply the lease payments to the sales price of $512,500, which is the same amount as the total lease payments. And whereas the city desires to exercise its option to purchase the property from Gillette and make the final payment of $122,500 to complete the purchase of the property, and whereas further, in accordance with its desire to complete the purchase of the property, the City Council of the City of Natchitoches desires to authorize the mayor, Ronnie Williams Jr., to notify Gillette of the intention of the city to exercise its option to purchase the 6.33 acre tract. And that is for introduction.
For introduction, thank you, Councilman Nielsen. Yeah, I think Randy, anything to add? But based on, I know he read a good portion of what it was.
What was basically driving it, Mayor, is the fact that we didn't have title yet, therefore I couldn't enter into the boundary agreement. And it's imminent that we need to do security fencing before you move all your assets, your equipment into the facility. So that's what, causes us to consider closing now.
Okay. Any additional comment, Clarissa?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Comments or questions, council?
Great investment, I think.
Yeah.
It's looking good
Hey,
over
look,
there.
and
It's
when you
really
see the
looking
door
good.
open, go by and take a look.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good. I took some
It looks
pictures the other day,
good.
but Donald, wouldn't you say it's coming along pretty good?
Yeah, it's coming along great.
Okay. I know Ed and Randy are looking, they over the projects too, but of course, this is a Public Works Department deal, so, yeah, I think that's going well. Okey dokey, so again, this is, as we stated, introduction also. All right, so we have a few resolutions left, and this first of the resolutions is read by Councilwoman Elora Schmidt.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. This is resolution number 018 of 2024. Resolution approving the execution of the contract by and between the State of Louisiana, Division of Administration, Office of Community Development, and the City of Natchitoches for the fiscal year 2023 Louisiana Community Development Block Grant Clearance and Demolition for the amount of $205,500 to remove certain blighted structures throughout the City of Natchitoches. Whereas the State of Louisiana, the Office of Community Development, provides funding for needed infrastructure and long-term capital improvements, and whereas the City of Natchitoches has been awarded the fiscal year 2023 LCDBG clearance grant for $205,500 to remove certain blighted structures throughout the city, and whereas it is necessary, whereas the City of Natchitoches has been awarded the fiscal year 2023 LCDBG clearance grant for $205,000 to remove certain blighted structures throughout the city, and whereas it is necessary and proper that a contract by and between the Division of Administration and the City of Natchitoches be executed between the parties establishing the terms and conditions of the grant. Now therefore be it resolved that the Honorable Ronnie Williams Jr. Mayor is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to sign any and all documents necessary for the execution of this contract. And Mayor, this is for introduction. I'm sorry. No, I move for adoption of resolution number 018 of 2024.
Second?
All right, motion made and seconded. This is we stated this before, it's been before us before. This might just be Stacy, Randy, just a typical thing that you do with the Office of Community Development, right? So $205,000 grant written by Nicole Gray with the help of Chantrell Rock, being that this is something that falls under her department. So it's just one of those steps. I think we announced this a few months ago. It's a win for the city, one of the smaller grants, but yet a win to help us to clean up some properties. All right, any comments, questions about this?
It's going to be a big help to us.
Yeah.
Less money we have to put
Right.
out.
Well needed.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really
look, and
is.
it just shows that we're determined and still determined to, in fact, I'm looking at a
Make
few.
Natchitoches beautiful, clean
Well,
it up.
and look for any funding that we can to improve our city. Looking at a couple things right now that we think are going to help us in a tremendous way. One tied to Safe Streets for All. We've got to ask there, and then one tied to the University Corridor. So, look, we're always looking. And I think we submitted a fire station, not a fire station grant, but AFG grant on Friday. So hopefully we'll be successful with that, okay? So we're always looking, all right? Just wanted to remind you of that, okay? No additional comment. Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Petrie.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Awesome. And then the next resolution is read by Councilman Harrington.
This is Resolution 19 of 2024, a resolution granting preliminary authority for the City of Natchitoches, State of Louisiana, to proceed with the issuance of utilities revenue bonds in one or more series in the amount not to exceed $2,700,000 for the purpose of paying the cost of constructing and acquiring additions, extensions, facilitating lead service line inventory and improvements to the waterworks plant and distribution system of said city, and providing for other matters in connection therewith. And whereas the city has applied for a loan from the Louisiana Department of Health, LDH Drinking Water Resolving Loan Fund to provide funding for the inventory of lead service lines of the water system, including but not limited to mains, meters, valves, hydrants, erosion control, and related work. And whereas the city is requesting financing through the Drinking Water Revolving Loan Fund Lead Service Line Replacement Program created through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, and specifically this project is requesting for funding with a 49% principal forgiveness, with the remaining 51 loan at anticipated 0% interest rate. I move to adopt Resolution 19 of 2024.
Second.
All right, Councilman Harrington read the really important part at the end, so I think it's very clear.
Zero.
Matt, is there
interest.
anything you need to say about this?
Well, just in case anybody was wondering, this is a mandate from the Environmental Protection Agency that all cities nationwide have to do an inventory of what the service line going to a water meter is and the service line leaving that water meter on the customer side. We have to identify what material that each one of those lines is made of. So lead was banned in 1980. So anything the city, any infrastructure the city has built, neighborhoods, subdivisions that were built after 1980, we know they're all PVC or PE tubing, are not going to have any lead in. But if it was built prior to 1980, we have to know for sure that there is no lead in those lines are not made of lead. So what you have to do is you have to physically dig up the line on each side of the meter and identify it. It's a pretty big task. And then once all those lines are identified, then we have to have a publicly available website that shows those findings. And then if we do find some lead, and then we have to come up with a plan to EPA to how to eliminate that lead. What are we going to do to start taking this lead out of our system? So it's a pretty big task.
Seemed like it. It is.
Yep. Alex,
That's gonna be
anything
a
you
help.
needed to say? You need to say?
I think Matt said it all.
I mean, what's important here is that the state is going to forgive at least 49% of this, and the rest be at an anticipated 0% interest, and hopefully there's even more funding to cover that when we get to that point.
Okay. All right, any comments?
I like that 0%.
0%, half of it forgiven, so half of it is grant, and the rest 0% interest. Yep. All righty. Seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Next, I hear a motion to amend the agenda to add resolution number 20.
Mayor, I so move that we amend the agenda to add resolution number 020, 2024.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. Any comment here? All right, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. This is a resolution read by Councilman PT.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 020 of 2024, a resolution to designate Tuesday, March 19, 2024, as Main Street Day in conjunction with the Main Street Day at the Capitol. Whereas since 1984, Louisiana Main Street has helped communities revitalize their historic downtowns, celebrating community character and generating impressive economic returns. Whereas the year 2024 marks the 40th anniversary of Louisiana Main Street, and we are joining the statewide celebration of 40 years of transformative work throughout the state. Whereas Louisiana, 36 designated communities have generated impressive results over the last 40 years, logging 15,935 jobs, 3,785 new businesses, 549 million in private investment, 437 million in public investment, and 1.2 million volunteer hours. Whereas Louisiana Main Street leads a statewide network of designated communities from Abbeville, Bastrop, Columbia, Crowley, Denham Springs, DeRidder, Dotsonville, Eunice, Franklin, Hammond, Homer, Kenner, Leesville, Minden, Monroe, Morgan City, Natchitoches, New Iberia, New Roads, Plaquemine, Ponchatoula, Ruston, Slidell, Spring Hill, St. Francisville, Thibodaux, West Monroe, and Winsboro, and the following districts in New Orleans: Broad Street, Lower Ninth Ward, North Rampart Street, O.C. Holly Boulevard. Whereas Louisiana Main Street also works with communities who are on the pathway to potential designation, and currently Acadiana, Jonesville, and Winfield are those communities. Whereas Louisiana Main Street's communities are also part of a national network of 1,200 plus Main Street communities led by Main Street America, whereas the Main Street program is a proven model for economic development. When downtown grows, the whole community grows, whereas leaders from Main Street communities from all corners of Louisiana are gathering at the state capitol today. Therefore, be it resolved that the city of Natchitoches does hereby designate Tuesday, March 19, 2024 as Main Street Day, and does hereby commend Louisiana Main Street and its 36 designated communities for the outstanding downtown revitalization efforts throughout the state. Mayor, I so move to adopt resolution number 020.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. Jill, I don't know if you want to say anything or you just want to, yeah, come on, Jill.
Thank you, Council, for allowing me to add this tonight. This is just one of the initiatives that Louisiana Main Street is taking on. Obviously, we are celebrating their 40th anniversary, but many of our community leaders will be representing Main Street at the Capitol this next Tuesday. We are Louisiana Main Street is only about 37% funded, according to the national average. So we are asking for additional dollars for our state organization because they in turn help support us locally. And it is a very important initiative, I feel like, to all of us. So, like I said, I appreciate everyone's time.
Jill, will you state your first and last name for the record?
Jill Leo.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, questions for Jill?
All I'll have to say is, I've always felt like we have the best one in the state out of all those
Downtown.
cities he named.
Amen.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Jill. All righty. Comments? Seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries as well. Our next meeting is on the 25th of March, in just a couple weeks. Download, regroup, and the Go Natchitoches app, event-based and kind of emergency related or roads closed and things like that, which is regroup. Okay. All righty, NCLA Re-Entry Coalition, I believe we announced this the last time, but it's taking place on tomorrow. And the time is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So the meeting starts at 10, and that's at the NSU Watson Library. All right, the City of Natchitoches invites you to the grand opening and ribbon cutting of the Park Natchitoches Dog Park, and that's going to be the 14th at 10:30, okay? So March 14th at 10:30, okay? So I want to make sure people get, I think some people have started using the park already, Kevin?
Yes,
Okay? Yeah.
yes, using it quite a bit.
And what we'll say, so we've taken a slow phase process. So what we'll do, we're budgeting for 2 pavilions, 1 in each park. We have a small dog park and a bigger dog park. So that's coming in the next fiscal year. So we've just budgeted more on the slow stage with that. But it's coming.
I think
Right.
we need a little bit more bags out there too, because they running out of bags.
Oh, already? You been out there?
Yeah, I brought my dog out there.
Okay. We'll bring my little Yorkie out there. Yeah. So Flavor of Louisiana, great NSU event, March 15th, which is this Friday at 6 p.m. So really good time. So hopefully you purchase tickets and get there. Seal Magnolia Run is going to be the 16th, so several things going on this weekend. At 6:45 to 12 p.m. That one is sponsored by NRMC, so it's usually a pretty cool run, right? Okay. Is there anything else? All right. Oh, yeah, you got the parade taking. Oh, this is pub crawl right here. So the 9th annual pub crawl, St. Pat's pub crawl from 4 to 10 p.m. I think that's a pretty good chamber event. One of their, how you say it, one of their highlighted events, or however you want to say it.
Every year.
Yeah, it's grown every year. There you go. All right, and then there's a parade, the Crew of Dionysus, St. Pat's Parade. Obviously, it rained out this year when it was originally going to take place, so they're going to start where they start, which is the Riverside Commons. They're going to come down like they do South Drive, and then that little piece of Cobbs Avenue. And they're going to hit a right, I believe,
Take a
on,
left, after they cross the bridge.
hit
make
a right on, a left on Williams.
Yeah, left on
No,
Williams.
right
Oh,
on.
right on Williams.
They changed it,
And then
okay.
go down Church Street.
Okay.
All right, go down Church Street Bridge. Okay, there we go. And that's where it ends. It ends right there. I mean, you know.
Then they take a left on Second Street.
Break up at 811, 2 line.
Okay, break up in 2
What
lines.
time is the parade?
6.
6.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. Okay. April 9th, 10th is the Natchitoches. So that's another chamber event, but their work summit. I think it's some pretty cool things about work. And several of our departments participated last year. And I think several will participate again this year, right? Okay, good. All right, is that it, Steve? We got more? Okay, that's it. All right. Okay, several announcements, a lot of things going on in the city. Okay? All righty. At this time, we will hear a motion to adjourn. Does that
Mayor, I
make-
so move that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion has been made and second to adjourn. All in favor? Say aye. All right. Meeting is adjourned. Have a good night, everybody.